How not to suck at Exoprimal. All right, I've been playing this game for 20-ish hours, and I've actually learned quite a bit. And one thing I have learned is there are a lot of players who suck at this game worse than I do. And so if you're one of those players, this video might help you. If you are not one of those players, let's say you're an expert at Exoprimal, I hope you already know all of these things. I've got 11 things to tell you, and I would be shocked if you don't already know every single one of these. Let's find out, shall we? I wanted to make this video sort of as a public service announcement and also as part of my ongoing series of cataloging my experience with online shooters. Exoprimal is the first one that I've picked to experience, and so far that experience has been really, really good. So here are the things I've come up with so far after about 20 hours into the game. For all the new players out there and for anyone who maybe is still a little confused and just trying to get the hang of this and trying to be a better Exoprimal player. So check this out. How not to suck at Exoprimal, step number 1. Don't listen to me. I always get the lowest score on my team. Deadeye? More like dead last eye. Okay, so rumor has it that Deadeye doesn't get very good scores, and that may be true, but that also may be that people don't give it enough of a chance. But still, I haven't quite figured out how to master the simplest character to play. And so, yeah, don't listen to me. I'm only 20 hours into this. But if any of the rest of these tips are new to you, then maybe you should pay attention. All right, step 2, do the objectives. Don't just kill everything in sight. The only thing you have to do, and the only thing that will advance you to the next stage, is to complete the objectives. Now, sometimes those objectives are kill 200 raptors. Okay, if that's the case, just mow them all down as fast as you can. But once you reach that 200, you don't have to kill another single raptor at all. Now, if they're coming after you, sure, clear them out. If they're coming after your teammates, yes, block them, whatever you need to do. But do not lose sight of your objectives. If you got to kill the Carnosaur, do it. If you got to kill those things that flying around, flapping their wings at you, go and do that too. Triceratops, if he's one of your objectives, take him out. And yeah, your objectives are those little squares across the top of your screen. Clear those first and focus on those first, because that's really all you have to do in order to move on to the next stage. Step 3, use the platforms and barriers. Use them. Don't just sit on them. Don't let them sit there on the ground. Go pick up every single one you find and use it. Put it down somewhere. Not only do you get more points for placing more of these things, but they help out immensely. Standing on the platforms will protect you until the dinos destroy the platform. Those barriers, you can shoot through them and they will block the dinos from getting you. Yes, they'll break, and they'll break fairly quickly, but every little bit counts. So use them. It took me the longest time just to figure out that they even existed, and then it took me a while to figure out how to properly place them. I know, it's really simple to do. I get it. I'm new to this, okay? Don't make the mistake that I did. Pick them up and use them as often as you can. Step number 4 on how not to suck at Exoprimal. Stay near your tank, assuming that he knows what he's doing. And they usually do, because that's why they pick tank. It's less common for a clueless player like myself to pick a tank because they aren't very effective unless you know precisely what to do with them. The assault suits are a lot easier to just pick up and blast everything in sight. So stay near your tank. He'll keep you protected, and you will be able to clear things out while he's protecting you. On a related note to the platforms and barriers, use the terrain effectively. Sniping from a ledge is highly effective. You just have to pay attention to the map and maybe don't go where the yellow line tells you to go all the time. Look around, look up, find places you can jump up onto, find places that are strategically placed and use them to your advantage. Now, on a related note to step 4, keep an eye out for the healing circles. You'll see a big green circle on the map. That's another player that's healing you. You need to go get inside that circle and stand there, and you'll regain your health, or whatever the hell it's called, durability, I don't know. That little bar at the bottom of the screen, you'll get those numbers back if you stand in that green circle. You'll also see these bubbles, these domes, blue domes. Get under that too, because that's a physical barrier. You can shoot out through it, but the monsters have to break it down in order to get to you. So stay near your tank, get inside the blue bubbles, and get inside the green circles, and you'll be a lot better off. How not to suck at Exoprimal, step number 5. Use all your attacks as soon as you can. When a weapon is done recharging, find a reason to use it and use it. There are very few times when saving your recharged attack is the better option to just using it. If you're using the cannon rig, unload it and then let it recharge again while you're using other attacks. Step 6. Learn all the weird game mechanics like that freaking hammer thing. I'm still working on step 6. Fortunately, there aren't many weird game mechanics. When they do show up, you really have to know how to use them or you're not going to get anywhere. Sometimes these little pylons show up with a letter over them, A, B, C, D. You got to shoot those. It took me the longest time to figure out how to shoot those. And you know what? A lot of my teammates still don't know that you have to shoot those things. Yeah, shoot it until that little number at the top of your screen says 100%, and then you're ready to go. Step 7, run in the right direction. I started one quest where everyone, and I mean everyone, including the entire other team, ran the exact opposite way right at the start of the quest. Even I was smart enough to know that it was the wrong way, but I followed them anyway. I mean, maybe they knew something I didn't, right? Turns out they didn't. And everyone embarrassingly did a 180 and got back on track. If you're not sure which way to run, look for the clock, the countdown timer that floats in the air. If you're able to read it from left to right, you're facing the right direction. When that hits 0, just run straight ahead and the yellow line will appear for you to continue following. All right, step number 8. How not to suck at Exoprimal. Don't give your dog a microphone. I mean, seriously, I had to sit through 10 minutes of some other player's dog yipping into the microphone and coming out my speakers. I mean, really, guys. I will say this, though. Instead of your dog barking into your microphone, use that voice chat to help guide the noobs and make sure people are staying on task. Don't assume everybody knows what they're doing. I sure don't. Sometimes we need a little guidance, like, hey, go shoot that Triceratops because it's one of our objectives. Or come over here and get healed. Or bring your tank suit over and press the Y button or something. I don't know. I haven't played a tank yet. So here we go. Step 9, don't chase high score. Just chase the objectives. I'm consistently getting last or second to last score in the game, but that doesn't mean I'm the least effective. The Deadeye suit is notorious for having lower scores, even though it's highly effective at both focus damage and area damage. If everyone is playing their exosuit well, then certain suits will almost always score more points. When you finish the story, you can start chasing those score-based awards with whichever suit works best for that particular award. But early on, don't worry about your score. Just learn your suit and do what you need to do to complete the objectives. Step number 10, equip your mods and level them up. I've seen too many people in game with nothing equipped. Not sure why, probably for the same reason I see people in Monster Hunter with no useful armor skills. They just don't understand it, and the game doesn't do a good job of walking you through it. And well, the interface is not really great for figuring it out quickly. But when you finally figure out how to equip the modules, and when you read their descriptions, they may not sound like they're going to help you very much. But in this game, every little bit of help counts. And when you get your module upgraded to level 5, they're significantly more effective than level 1. So get them equipped, get them leveled up, and pick ones that fit your playstyle. And before I reveal the final step of how not to suck at Exoprimal, just want to remind you, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment on what you think is the most important thing to do to not suck at Exoprimal. And I've almost completed the main story on this game, and I'm thinking about picking another online shooter to start. So also leave a comment with which shooter I should try next. All right, so the final step for not sucking at Exoprimal. Here we go. Step 11. Don't respawn your teammates in the middle of a dinosaur swarm. Yeah, this has happened to me before. And here's how it plays out. Teammate is standing there respawning me in the middle of about 200 raptors and various other things. And as soon as I load in, he's dead. Now he needs a respawn. And guess what? Before I can even get out of the swarm, my invincibility has disappeared, and then less than 1 second later, I'm laying there dead on the ground, waiting for respawn again, right next to his corpse. This has happened. This happens too often. In fact, I'll fall off a ledge that I didn't know was there. And, you know, when you fall off a ledge into water or lava, you instantly die. And so your respawn is right on the edge of the ledge. So I'll have people come over and try to respawn me on the edge of the ledge. And as soon as I pop in, I get hit by another dinosaur and I'm off the ledge again. Or they get knocked off the ledge before they finish respawning me. Just think about what you're doing before you do it. Just a little bit. Okay. It's not that difficult at all to just reload where the game puts you, because the game will always put you in a safe spot and, of course, give you that invincibility. And you can very quickly run back to the battle. So you're not hurting anyone by not respawning them. If it's too dangerous to do it, just don't do it. That's all I got so far. 20 hours in. Loving the game. It does feel a little limited at times in terms of what's going to happen next, but I am progressing through the story. I'm, probably 67, 68% of the way through, getting really close to wrapping this up. Things feel like they're moving quickly. I haven't had to repeat a lot of matches, so I feel like my story is just going one quest after the next. Going to be at the end soon, and I'll see you there.